So hey guys, and welcome to the final warrior spec, the Prot Warrior. My baby, my child. Little backstory. I used to be a Prot Warrior in Vanilla, in TBC, and in Wrath of the Lich King. I've stopped tanking after Ulduar and I left the game, gave an account to my friend, and they then resubbed in Cataclysm and made my druid. So in Vanilla, Prot Warriors were basic at best. You were just spamming Thunder Armor. That was pretty much all you were doing. Occasionally pressing Last Stand and Shield Wall, if we even had Shield Wall. I think we did. It's been a long time. It's been 10 years, bloody hell. In the Burning Crusade, warriors became more interesting with shield block and all the additional abilities, so it was a ton more fun to play than Vanilla. And in Wrath of the Lich King, warriors were fantastic. The other tanks, Prot Paladins, Feral Druids, DKs, in Wrath of the Lich King, all Death Knights could tank pretty much, whether they be Blood, Frost, or Unholy. They just were specialized in different ways of tanking. And the Prot Warrior was pretty much the top for me. It was just the boss. And after I quit in Wrath of the Lich King, I never tanked in Cataclysm. I made this warrior in Mists of Pandaria. I've played it a bit, not too much. And I'm playing him again in Warlords of Draenor. And I must say, this is a tank. This is what a tank should be. This is what a tank should feel like. This is what a tank should play like. Now, I'm not just saying it because, oh, look at me, I have a Prot Warrior. I actually have a Druid and I have a Paladin. I have a DK, but he's like level 76. But right now, after playing with this bad boy and doing dungeons and a bit of LFR, not raiding, unfortunately, yet. I'm planning to do some raids relatively soon because I'm getting better gear now. And I don't consider Raid Finder raiding. As a tank, it's just not that. When I compare my Druid and my Paladin to my Warrior, they're not as good. They're far worse. And on my Warrior, when I'm tanking, I never get into a situation where I'm like, oh, I wish I had Stampeding Roar, or I wish I had Avenger's Shield. That just never happens. But when I'm on my Druid, when I'm on my Paladin, I'm like, oh, I wish I had Charge, or I wish I had Intervene, or Heroic Leap, or Shockwave, or Last Stand, Demoralizing Shout, anything really. So I can't really tank on my Druid and my Paladin now because I have a Prot Warrior. And the Prot Warrior, once you get into an instance, the instance is your bitch. The instance is your bitch. You just enter and you're like, listen, instance, we're gonna do it my way. And you just bomb rush, you stomp. You just ruffle stomp the instance. There will never be a situation where you're like, well, I'm fucked. Everyone else is fucked. But you as a warrior, you are never fucked. You have an answer to every single situation the instance might present to you. And you will always stomp. Always. It doesn't matter if the boss is casting, if there is a ton of ads, if you have to cleave. It doesn't matter. No matter what, you will always be a massive baller. You're gonna kick some ass as a Prot Warrior. It's just awesome. The basic set of abilities that you have Devastate, which is your filler and resets your Shield Slam. Shield Slam hits pretty hard, has a cooldown and generates rage. Revenge hits 2 targets, activates after you block and parry, I believe, maybe even dodge, I don't know. I should read the tooltip. And also generates rage. And then you have your active mitigation, which is Shield Block and Shield Barrier. And block is a fantastic form of mitigation. It will always work. If something's hitting you in the face, you can press Shield Block and it's gonna do its job. Unlike the Savage Defense from Druids, which might not work because it's only 45% chance to dodge, block will always work. It will always do its job. And as a result of that, you have a very steady incoming damage, which is the best thing you can do for your healers. Right? If you're a tank and you have very spiky damage, that actually causes healers to run out of mana very fast. Much faster if, you compare it to a tank that has a steady incoming damage. Because the healers can just get their pace right. And they know that if they heal you like this, you will pretty much survive. If you have spiky damage like druids tend to have, not so much. Healers are gonna use more mana. They have to use more expensive heals because maybe you'll get that big spike and it will kill you. As a warrior, that never happens. And then we have shield barrier, which is awesome. You know, some people don't like shield barrier. I think it's cool. It mitigates all kinds of damage. So you have shield block, which mitigates melee hits and physical damage. And then you have shield barrier, which mitigates everything. Although the damage mitigated versus rage spent is, you know, the percentage or the ratio is much higher on shield block. That will mitigate more than shield barrier. But still, shield barrier is very good. Then the cooldowns we have. I'm not going to talk about talent cooldowns. You have shield wall. Every tank has this. It just has a different name. For druids, for instance, you have survival instinct. It's shield wall, just a different name. Then we have spell reflect. Some people do not consider this a cooldown. I do. I love running mass spell reflection in dungeons because I just love to look for different spells and see if I maybe can reflect them, because that mitigates the incoming damage maybe for even the entire group, and you are dealing some damage in the process as well. So for me, that's a fantastic cooldown. Then we have Demoralizing Shout, which is a 20% damage reduction for yourself. It only works differently. It's pretty much bark skin, but it works differently. The enemies have to be within 10 yards of you, which as a tank you will pretty much always have enemies within 10 yards of you. It doesn't work for other tanks. And then we have Banner, which is just fantastic for picking up adds. If you're tanking the boss on the left side of the room and the adds are coming from the right side of the room, just throw down a banner and they will run straight to you. So that's a very cool cooldown, and I wish I had that on my druid sometimes and on my paladin. So that's very cool. Very cool indeed. Then we have an interrupt. We have Heroic Strike, which is our rage dump. You're never really going to use that because it's much... If you have some additional rage that you don't know what to do with, just press shield barrier. It's gonna work out. It's just gonna do something, alright? Rather than pressing heroic strike, just press shield barrier. Sometimes I use heroic strikes when I know I'm not gonna take much damage, so I can kind of afford to spend that on some damage rather than mitigation. But most of the time, you know, pressing shield barrier is never a bad idea. So that's always cool. Whereas with the druid, you know, sometimes pressing Savage Defense or Frenzied Regeneration is just a straight up the wrong thing to do. With the Warrior, if you press Shield Barrier, it's probably going to absorb something and it's going to do its thing. After that we have the talents, and the talents really make this something really special. Without the talents it would be good. It would be really good, it would still be my favorite tank, but with the talents you have Shockwave, you have Blade Storm. I usually run Blade Storm because it's just too cool for me not to use it. So I run Blade Storm. I'm currently running Gladiator's Resolve because of those odd moments. I think I actually switched to Gladiator stance for the Inferno after this boss, if I remember correctly, just to do some damage. I'm not gonna take any damage, so why not do more damage? So that's kind of cool. In raids you're not really gonna use that if you don't want the 5% additional damage reduction from your defensive stance. This is why I'm primarily using it for, because I don't have perfect gear. My gear is kind of shite at the moment, so the 5% additional damage reduction, for me, in my opinion, is better than the 30% parry on 1 minute cooldown with Ravager. So that's that. It's just, oh my god, I just love it. I just do. You know, I love double time because I love charging all over the place. Yeah, I did switch into Gladiator stance. You know, you're not gonna take any damage, so why not help out with some additional DPS? It's always good. So yeah, the Warrior, oh my god. Double time is just my sort of talent. That's just my kind of talent, right? Charging all over the place. I just love the mobility of the Warrior. You're charging all over the place, you're intervening people to kind of reduce the damage they're taking, you're using Heroic Leap, and you just have so much stuff. You have all the tools that can make you awesome, and it's only up to you if you will make yourself awesome. But as I've said, you know, if you have at least the slightest of ideas of what you're doing, you're gonna go into an instance, and the instance is just instantly gonna become your bitch, and you're gonna ruffle stomp it. It's awesome. It feels really good to tank as a warrior. You just never have those situations with as with a druid, like there is an ad over there and your charge on cooldown. And like, what the fuck? I just need to run over there, and then you're just running over there, and then you're thrashing, and then you're running back where you're supposed to. No, that just never happens. You are just the boss. It's amazing. The pace of the dungeon is completely up to you. With the druid and paladin, not so much. You're still the tank, so the pace is up to you. But with the warrior, just it feels so good, right? This class just has balls, whereas the other tanks, not so much. All right, you are the boss with the other tanks, but with warrior, you are boss with some serious balls, and it just feels really good. If you've never played a prot warrior and you think about tanking, you should try out the protection warrior, because in my opinion it's the #1 tank, and it's been for a long time. I just love the protection warriors and the way they work. And for instance here, like, holy shit, pulled too many things. I need to be kind of careful, and I'm using mass spell reflect to reflect the fell bolts, which usually kill people. I'm trying to interrupt. I've popped shield wall. I think I'm gonna pop demoralizing shout in a second. No, maybe not. Maybe that was a different pack. Ah, there it is. I remember it correctly. Fantastic. So you just have all the tools to be amazing, and it's only up to you if you want to be amazing. Some pro warriors just don't. They don't use active mitigation. They just run through and they kind of... But this is a class I can really get into. Alright, I am there. I'm jumping all over the place. I'm doing all these little things and trying to find spells to reflect, and oh, it's so cool. It's just good. It's cool. It's the #1 warrior spec. It's the #1 tank in World of Warcraft. Always will be for me. I've played most of the tanks. I've never played a Brewmaster, which I need to try out, I think, because people are saying he's really good as well, you know, Brewmaster monks. So I need to try that out. But so far, out of all the tanks and out of all the warrior specs, Prot Warrior #1, the best.